Hello everyone, thank you so much for stopping by. It's J. Marie here, and if you're new, welcome. Today I decided to go through all of my plants and pick the top 5 plants that I currently love. I want to share this with you. I'm going to also share some plant care tips. So if that's something you like, sit back, relax, have a coffee or tea, and come hang out with me. Before we get into my top 5 favorite plants that I currently own, I wanted to take a moment today to grab myself a coffee, open up all the windows in the living room, let in all that beautiful sunlight, sit down, relax, figure out, okay, what are my goals for the week and what is my goal for the day? And I just want to encourage you and remind you that moments like this are important for your mental health, for your well-being, help you recenter, recharge, and realign with the goals that you have for yourself, for the day, for the week, whatever it might be. All right, you guys, let's get right into it. This is my beautiful begonia, Rapidophora. To care for this plant, you want to try and keep the temperatures in the range between 60 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. I keep thermometers all around my plants to track the temperatures in my home. And the ones I have here, I can link below for you guys. I believe I bought these on Amazon. So begonias in general require a well-drained soil mix, as they like to have moist but not wet feet. So what I do is I check the soil with my finger just before I know the soil is going to become dry, and that's when I'll give it a really good drink. Begonias are commonly seen as undershrub and sometimes epiphytic plants, which grow in subtropical to tropical regions. So I like to mist my begonia once a day to keep the humidity above 45%. This is my Rapidophora Tetrasperma, and this plant honestly requires very little maintenance. It enjoys bright indirect light, so I keep it near an east-facing window where it receives ample morning sunlight, and from a distance it'll receive indirect light from a south-facing window in the afternoon. So this plant prefers its soil to dry out between waterings, and once it is dry out, I do give it a good drink of water. Overall, I feel this is one of the easiest plants I own to take care of, in my opinion, aside from the variety of pothos I have. This is my Epipranam panatum varicatum. It's a beautiful vining plant. The leaf shape has a more elongated leaf than that of, for example, a golden pothos. Typically, the colors you'll see are shades of green and white variegation. As the plant matures, the leaves will develop fenestrations, or the splits commonly seen on a Monstera deliciosa. This type of plant can withstand shadier areas in the home, but it does prefer bright indirect light to keep its variegation. It also prefers a more moist, well-drained soil. I do have a water meter, but I prefer to just check the soil with my finger, and I will check the weight of the pot, especially with smaller pots. Usually by the weight of the pot, you can tell pretty quickly if the plant needs watering. I have this plant in a 4-inch pot, and so based on the size of the pot, I know right away this plant is going to require more frequent waterings. This is my Alocasia zebrina reticulata. I absolutely love the texture and different shades of green on these leaves, along with the beautiful characteristic zebra-like pattern found on the stems of the plant. This plant prefers between 65 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Similar to the begonia, this plant prefers moist but not wet feet, so it is important to provide it with a well-draining soil mix. My suggestion to avoid root rot but maintain a level of moist soil is to water the plant in small but frequent doses. Alocasias are generally prone to spider mites, so it is important to wipe down the leaves often with a damp cloth. Another important step in pest prevention is to mist this plant daily, as it prefers a more humid climate, and this can help combat the infestation of spider mites. It is a trickier plant to take care of, as it can be a bit of a diva, so make sure to have your Alocasia in a spot that will maintain the same temperature year-round. It doesn't like abrupt temperature changes that can come from like your heating source or cooling sources, such as like central air. Last but not least, this is my Syngonium albo. This is a more recent plant I've added to my collection. And I received this as a cutting, so I just potted her up with some airy soil mix, and I added some sphagnum moss to keep the moisture level up. This is also a vining plant, and as they are epiphytic in their natural environment, this is a fast-growing plant, so in due time, this little beauty is going to be very nice and long. The Syngonium albo is found in tropical areas of Central and South America, so she does love a humid environment with bright but indirect lighting. I mist her every day, and I like to give her small amounts of watering more often. Now, because of the texture and variegation on this plant, you want to be careful not to place this plant in direct sunlight, as it could scorch the leaves. This plant enjoys temperatures anywhere between 45 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, but I keep my plant in temperatures between 75 and 85 degrees in the home. Okay guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Those were my 5 top favorite plants that I love and own. If that's the kind of content you want to see in future videos, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. I'm going to end this day with some plant care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time, you guys, have a wonderful weekend.